Alright, welcome back to Yellow Skunk Farms. Quick disclaimer, this is a 21-year-old and up channel, so if you're not 21 years or older, please leave the channel now. We appreciate it. Check this guy out down here. What you doing, Dig? He's already had a worm this morning. Didn't you, buddy? I see a little bit of it hanging off the bottom of your lip there. That's Digger. He's our eastern box turtle. Just a baby. Then we've got Cooter. Looks like that's Cooter right there. Our male river Cooter slider. And then it looks like there's the Scooter's butt. She's a peninsula river Cooter slider. And then we got Pooter. This is our goldfish. I think you saw Shiner. Shiner is our... There he is. That's Shiner. We caught him in a minnow trap down here at the reservoir. And Plinko is in here, our algae eater. I'm not sure where Plinko is. But if you're new to the system, this is an indoor regenerative system. This is... Let me back up a little bit. We have a one pump in that pond over there, in the back corner of that pond, and it pumps water up into this creek system here, which is kind of hard to see. There we go. And that creek runs down through here, and the creek is it's wicking water up on the edges of the creek. And then the grass kind of takes it over and pulls that water up into the soil beds where the plants take over. The plants can then attach their roots to the creek wall, or the soil stays moist all the time. Like, we don't have to water the soil at all. So we use some of these nitrate pads. You can see the worms come up. The mites come up. Everything likes to come up and eat. The fish poo looks like a springtail or a rope. That's a springtail right there. But this we had down here in the creek. So we can just soak this in creek water, pick up some of that fish waste, turtle waste, bring it back up in here, just set it in there. The worms come up, eat all that fish waste out of the pad, and voila. Let's see, we're day 15 of flower, and as you can tell, the stretch is definitely on. We haven't added in the far reds. We got the red in, but we haven't added the far red. So we're running off 3 channels right now on these Grandmaster LEDs. We've got our, I know this looks crazy, but these are just days. This is channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, channel 4, and then the intensity of all the channels at once. So we've got channel 1 at 40% cool white, 30% warm white, 20% red, 0 far or deep red. This was day 33 at veg, and this is day 1 of flower. So we're day 15 of flower, and this is our controller over here, where we control the Grandmasters. And we are only pushing 234 watts of power right now. And that's for everything. They're all connected. So it's really quite amazing how little power we can pull by just adjusting the intensity. You know, that's the power of adjusting the intensity and being able to turn off channels. So I can even get it down into like the 180 watts when I turn off all the channels but the one, and then turn that channel down using only like 30% of that channel. It uses very little power. So it's pretty awesome and helps keep the power bill down, extremely down. So really the only thing we're really pulling a lot of power with is the dehumidifier back there and the mini split. Everything else is just little fans, little pump in the, we've got fans over here, the fan over here, but these things don't pull a whole lot of power. The only thing that really, if we wanted to, if we crank these all the way up, it would blast everything in here. I mean, it's so bright. Like in here right now, I don't need, I probably should have sunglasses on, but I don't need them. It doesn't hurt my eyes to walk around in here without sunglasses on. Whereas some lights I've seen and walked into, it's just like, wow, you gotta definitely put some shades on. But these plants just do not need that kind of. I'm still getting. I'm at 1,000 right now, but my DLI is dialed right in. So the DLI is probably around 40 right now, with the PPFD around 950 to 1,000. But as this grows, it grows closer. We don't have to adjust the lights. So as these plants get taller, I can adjust the intensity. So say for instance, like these plants over here are smaller or shorter than this one over here. So this one over here is going to be getting more light up at the tops than these over here. So I can adjust these lights to where I can turn this one down if I want to and these up, and adjust that spectrum or that light intensity for the size of the plant, instead of moving my lights up and down, which is a pain in the ass, even though they are on rollers. So I can move them and I can adjust the height, but it's a pain in the ass to do so. So I just use the power button basically to adjust, and it seems to work pretty well. Look at this dandelion in here. Finally lost the race. You see the cannabis finally took over. We do have this one on a line. You can see we just hemp line. Run it back to the rock here. That's just holding this up just to make sure, because it kind of was starting to lean that way. So we just pulled it back. That should keep her steady. When she starts to get big old nugs on them, we'll probably run fishing line. Maybe use a fishing line, like a mono fishing line. Just tie a little loop around that and run it up to the light. I use the mono because the light goes through the mono fishing line, so you don't have to worry about it blocking your light. Let's go ahead and take this. See this thing? Let's see this. We've been taking fingers off of that. I'm just going to go ahead and remove it. It doesn't need to be there. We've been removing fingers. As you can see, from up to the top here, we moved one the other day. You can see how it healed up. Definitely want to remove the ones from the top to let that light get down to the lowers. This helps a tremendous amount. So we'll keep the leaf, but remove the finger off the leaf. This allows me to still have solar panels on that. It's just, my theory is just it allows that light to penetrate down to these lowers. Instead of removing all the leaves, I just take a finger and I'll continue to take fingers throughout the whole grow cycle. So by the time we get to the end of flower, we won't really have to do any type of trimming because it'll already be done. And this thing has got a funky, sweet smell. does. It's just very tacky too, but greasy, oily. Like, unlike the one over there in the corner, that one's very sticky. This one over here is like got an oily, greasy, tacky, almost fruity, peanut butter type funk. It's like something came up and ate the. Well, no. It's just, maybe I did that. I don't know if I did that or not. Let's go under here and see. You can see we got empress trees, ears everywhere. Almost time to take this thing. Look at that. Can't even hardly get it in the shot. This covers up all of this back here. See where the creek comes in. Grass is just taking over. The dog fennel over here. We've been chopping that back. Just topping it as best we can. Bring it over here and chop and drop. We chop and drop every day and it just disappears. Like, I mean, it's being eaten by these bugs. Now that is living soil. If it ain't moving, now that's just what we can see too. You know, that's just, if we can see it moving, that means there's a lot of life. Everything we just saw right there is eating and shitting all the time, all day long. You know what I mean? There's always something eating and shitting. And that means there's always recycling going on. We are turning and burning, as we say. All that organic matter down there that we're chopping and dropping, all the nutrient that's trapped in those leaves, all the carbon, everything that we want. You know, the cannabis plant is a cannibal. It wants to eat itself. Everything that it wants is right trapped inside of here. And if we can chop and drop all that, let the critters break it down, they'll eat it, poo it. The next stage will go down, eat, poo, eat, poo, eat, poo, all the way to the bacteria and fungi stage. And that's where the magic happens. That thing got huge, didn't it? I mean, for just going into week 3, 2 weeks, 14 days, and that thing doubled in size. And we still got, what, probably 2 months, probably 60 days, you know, on most of these. I don't know, maybe 50. I'm hoping 50. That would be, you know, 65 days. But we've got to go 60. That would be 75 days. So we'll see. Definitely getting the hairs. Pistols, the white pistols are coming. We'll see how fast. Definitely see the trichomes coming on the edges of those leaves. Going to be exciting. Alright, I appreciate it. We're going to be pond shielding the creek here this week. And other than that, we're going to be, just stewarding the bed. So I appreciate everybody hanging out. And we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.